Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. The end of this series is nigh and we're gonna focus on cleaning everything up and getting it finished basically. This is gonna involve a whole bunch of solar panel placement and we might also have to reroute a couple of trains. Let's maybe get started with the more obvious stuff. For instance, this coal vein here has served its purpose and should be disassembled. Checking out this station, 2 trains should be coming here, so I guess I'm just gonna wait for another one so we can take them out of the network. So let's go ahead and do that. As a matter of fact, I think we can just take everything apart here and then we're gonna rebuild it accordingly. This actually means we can get rid of everything here, which is gonna be perfect. And this entire track can just go away, make space for the proper solar panel array. Wonderful, the entire station is gone, so we're gonna replace the solar panel arrays, maybe even get rid of the power poles here and start placing the proper fillers. Yes, all of this can be filled up. Wonderful. Very nice. We're finally getting there. I can now start to fill this all up. Hopefully my crafting system caught up in producing the accumulators. Very good. I would say we can just continue in that fashion. Let me see. Maybe this vein here, we can also, let's do away with that. And then we could start filling up this lake as well in order to complete the solar array. So without any further ado, I'm gonna rip apart the mine here. Now, honestly, this should be a 4-way intersection. So I think I might just go ahead and rip this entirely apart, though I do not want to collect all the copper. So let me just get out of here and destroy the wagons. Good, now we should be able to fairly safely take this apart. Hopefully no train attempts to go through right now. And then I'm just going to replace it with a 4-way intersection right here. I should be fine. Good, then we're gonna keep going here. Just give me a couple of minutes to accomplish some more of the work here. Okay, not bad. It is starting to look really good and clean. I like it. Now it's all about continuing here across the lake. Okay, now there's another vein in the way, but this still contains a lot of copper. So I think I'm just gonna keep that in place, even though it is kind of in the way of getting the base as clean as possible. Good, I think I'm gonna continue right here, filling all of this up. Yeah, that should be good. I can set up lots of solar fillers here, and then once I've done one part, I should be able to copy it over for the lower portion. We'll see how that works. Nice. Okay, that actually worked out very well, and I think it's going to be totally worth it to fill up these gaps. This is going to increase the amount of solar panels we have tremendously without using more space. So it's absolutely in our interest to get this done properly. Wonderful. Let's see if we can get everything placed and just how many solar panels we'll end up with. Ooh, that's not good. We ran out of accumulators again. Let me actually check in my base. Just how many accumulators do we have? At the moment, it looks like we have about 1,200. Yeah, this is not really good. I might be interested in improving on that. Also, a quick check how many science packs we're producing. We dropped down to 4,000. Let's quickly figure out. Yeah, it's the copper still. Yeah, definitely. There are 2 modules, 4 modules without copper being delivered right now. If I have a look at my smelters, yeah, 2 or 3 of them are not completely full, and it looks like the upper portion is affected more. So it might be a good idea to go over here next, hook up some more of these copper deposits. Though these guys here, let me see, how many trains do you allow? 4 trains, and they're already all on their way. Okay, and then there's this copper deposit where we barely have any trains coming in. 6 could go here, but they do not actually come here. Probably because there's always a free station nearby. So I don't think I'm gonna bother revamping the old copper stations here. The more trains I introduce, the more likely the trains will actually go to those stations. And so what I'm gonna do is just hook up this resource here. I just gotta make sure that we actually have the space for that with taking apart these 2 roboports. And then I'm gonna try to set up these stations as usual. I'm gonna try to get in as many as possible, and we'll be fixing whatever doesn't get placed here in the back. And just like that, with all of these stations, we'll be able to introduce 2, 4, 5. So 10 more copper trains. And of course, some of them will then also land in these stations. But the more trains we can have, the more likely they will reach each station. They are just hooking up all the stations, and then we should be able to introduce those trains. Okay, looking good. Just give me a minute to get those trains in the joint. 10 copper trains coming up. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I'm ready to tackle the next problem, which is this coal vein. Totally in the way, honestly. So I guess first things first, we're gonna take things apart. I do not mind the coal in my inventory as much since it's gonna be sorted out in my base. Wonderful, 2 trains have arrived, so I'm gonna make it impossible for them to escape and we're gonna tear things apart. Good, now all I gotta do is fix the tracks, so I'm gonna prevent more trains from coming through here. I'm gonna do the same thing here at the very top. Okay, that seems reasonable. Now I'm just gonna demolish everything here. Just get rid of all of that, and we're also gonna copy over the next portion. Actually, I want the one with 4 tracks, so I'm gonna copy over this portion right there. Get that lined up properly. Nope. First have to disassemble the power poles, and now I can actually place it the way I want it to. Want to fix the track as soon as possible so my trains have access again. And will you look at that? This already looks much better. Let's maybe also make a blueprint here of the tracks that I made. And I think for now I just want this part without the solar panels, or should we keep... No, without them. I also don't necessarily want the rails because they will already be in there, but I do want the tiles and possibly the walls as well. I'm gonna call this the 4-way floor. And now I can easily paste it up here. Wait, I think I still have something in here. Yeah, the rail signals, they can go. And we can actually make this intersection look very nice. Then I think I want to wrap everything up here with a little bit of concrete on the sides. And then finally, just as a last touch, something yellow in the center. Yeah, this is actually looking very nice here from the map view. So I think I'm going to set up yet another blueprint going from one intersection to the other, using the walls as a guide. I'm gonna call this one track flooring because I ran out of ideas. So let's see how that turns out. I'm gonna place it up north. Yeah, that seems to be finished. And then this one here is finished too, though this one first requires the, what is it, 4-way floor. Get that placed right here. And then we take the track flooring, get that pasted right there. Wonderful. And just like that, before we make our way back with all of the robots, we can at least do some of this flooring. Alright guys, I am back and holy cow, it is like 4 hours or so later. I've just been building and building like crazy. And I figured at this point I have to come back in order to update you on what's been going on. I built a lot more solar panels, made sure we go all the way to the edges here. Also started up filling up some lakes, especially the one here in the south. I've also finished the flooring here for the entirety of the track, and I did the same thing here on the other side, so that is all floored up. I also eliminated a couple of veins and I had to hook up some more coal deposits. And I think at this point we are doing pretty well. Let's see if we reach the 5K again, which we should have. 4.7, not quite satisfactory, but right now I'm not 100% sure what I'm missing. I just want to briefly check out all the science stations. Yeah, just making, look at that. Okay, so this cannot really work. Oh my gosh, this is incredibly embarrassing. Look at that. Yeah, this is absolute insanity. These labs here don't work at all because they're not hooked up to the power. Right there, the power is completely isolated. So what if I replace this? Then it should be hooked up. Okay, let's just make sure this is nowhere else the case. Like here it seems to be hooked up. Okay, the rest seems to be hooked up, and that definitely should improve on our situation. Now, what else do we have to do? We, for instance, have to set up a steel smeltery here. Then there is the space for another 2 mega modules, though I'm not sure we can currently support it. Or I should say, I'm pretty sure we cannot support it. And of course, that also means we have to get rid of mostly everything here. All these stations will have to move. Oh, that was another research done. We now mostly did the 2 million researches. And by now, we've also reached the 13 million science packs mark. Holy cow. That's how many we've been producing. So I think I'm now gonna tackle this problem here. We might be able to set up another mega module to wrap things up. There we go, starting to tear everything apart. I already got the iron vein, and now we just need to pick up the trains here. So far so good. I'm gonna do the same thing with this copper vein and the oil deposit here. So first disabling the miners and then shipping the rest of the copper we still have available before disassembling the 2 trains. Next up, let's also rip out this oil deposit here. Let me see, there are 2 trains, so we're gonna wait for a second train to arrive. Here we go, 2 trains for Papa, and I'm collecting them right away. This also means we can make this whole shebang here less complicated by just leading it straight through. And I think we should totally do that. For now, I'm just gonna copy over this portion, so at least we have the tracks in place. Hold the phone, they're right there. So I gotta make sure to get rid of the power poles and also leave a little bit of space here for the tracks. And then we can paste it in like so. Let's see if that works. Wonderful, and with that out of the way, we should be able to place this next mega module. Let's just get rid of all of that. Just quickly gonna grab my mega module and place it right there. Small electric pole in the way. Ooh, that's not good. Maybe I have to be a little bit more thorough with my deletion. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of a radar this way as well. But it should be pasted back in, just like that. Did I set this up correctly? I think so. Good, and just like that, we can get started on the mega module. Wonderful. And of course, we cannot forget about the flooring here. You know, building one of these mega modules is still absolute insanity, I have to say. Still building, considering it takes about 30% longer because of the UPS jobs while building and recording at the same time. Good, looks like we're through with our first building run here. Let me see. Are these Spider-Trons full? Yeah, look at this guy, full of wood. This is always a little bit of an issue. Good, time to go back to base for a refill. I let the trains accumulate here a little bit because this was not really the best solution there, but as soon as the mega module is built, we should be all right. And then another little something we can do is maybe copy over this portion of the build so that we can paste it down below. This would have to go approximately there, and then we have this all filled up with solar panels as well. Very good. The mega module, the new one, is now completely integrated, and you can see it is not causing any traffic. I rerouted the trains that actually go for the resources down below, and so now the only bottleneck at the moment we have is the iron ore, which I think, yeah, I still have to hook some up. You can see some of the stations here aren't being delivered, and of course that is causing a huge domino effect, but we can easily rectify that hooking up some more of these resources. Should be quite easy. So I do believe by episode 70 or so we should be able to completely wrap up this playthrough, and quite successfully, I would say. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.